Hey guys, all right, we're on day 4 of our May Squats to Trots 5-day challenge. So today we are kind of putting all the ingredients together. So we worked a lot on the ground, we've done some different motions that don't really look like we're on a horse, but they all served a purpose. So today we are going to really be kind of putting everything together where it looks more like we're on a horse. But today we're not on our horse, so it's still stuff you can do at home. So we're going to talk about some of the biggest mistakes people make when they're in the saddle, talk about your legs, your cores, your back, all the stuff that we worked on day 1, day 2, especially with the core. So we're going to go ahead and jump in, and I want to do just a little stretching to stretch up those legs and everything. So we're just gonna do a little bit of butt kicks right here. So again, make sure you guys use me. If you guys have any questions or if you're struggling with anything, I guarantee somebody else is doing the same thing. Now some arm swings. So don't be afraid to voice your questions. If you want to private message me in the group, go ahead and private message me. It's totally fine. I'm here to help you with your form once you get in the saddle. Let's go, arms wide. And we're gonna come across and touch our toes. Get those hamstrings, slight bend in the knees, butt goes out. As you come up, add that pelvic squeeze, butt squeeze, pelvic tilt. Right there. All right, now we're going to step and reach. I got a little back adjustment there. Now, up, step. Good. All right, we're gonna reach one foot back, press those hips forward, do a little reach, switch it out. Reach. Kind of keep going. Push your hips forward, twist. Step back, hips forward, twist. All right, now pull those knees up. Good job, guys. All right, so today will be really important for our one tomorrow. Little hip rotation. Tomorrow I'll be in the saddle, so we're gonna take everything and you'll see it in action to know exactly what I'm talking about when it comes to a live animal. All right, so today I am going to use a chair for just a couple things. If you don't have one, don't worry. And I'm gonna use our trusty ball. Again, if you don't have one, don't worry. Everything can be done without it as well. So we're gonna talk about kind of people's biggest mistakes. So pretend this is my nice square horse and I'm in this saddle. Biggest mistake people make is using their horse like a chair. And they're just kind of rolled back and sitting on their horse. So right here, if a chair or horse starts bouncing, I'm gonna be bouncing all over the place. If horse decides to take faster, I'm gonna get tossed around. Horse spooks at something, I'm gonna get tossed to the side. Because again, all my weight's just kind of sitting on top of the saddle. I'm top heavy, my legs are just going all over the place. There's no control. So what we're focused on is actually taking control of yourself. If you can control yourself and your body when it's in the saddle, you can then, if you wanted to, start controlling your horse a little better. So our main thing is instead of sitting back on your butt cheeks like you're just sitting in a chair, I can even sit in a chair with all my weight in my butt cheeks and have a straight back. Still, if my horse moves, I go around. I just look prettier when I do it. So instead of putting all our weight in the back of our butt cheeks, we're going to roll our pelvis like we practiced. We're gonna sit a little more forward on our pelvic bones. So now we're starting to get a little better. Then we're actually going to use our beautiful legs that we've been working on. So you're going to push through your stirrups, which makes you grow another inch taller. So something's pulling the top of me. It pulls me a little taller. I get a little lighter in the saddle almost. I'm not standing out of the saddle. but it makes me a little lighter in the saddle, and it makes my legs work a little harder. So, we're on our horse. I've rolled my hips. So all I'm doing is I'm going from sitting and I'm rolling. So I'm kind of rolling those hips back a little bit to where it's nice and strong. Heels are down, rolled, and then I've pressed myself up a little more. That's going to be your form when you get in the saddle. So you're pressing through your legs, engaging those inner thighs and those outer thighs. That's going to be what you want on the brain today. All right, so we're not going to sit like a bag of potatoes, just willy-nilly in our chair. So we need our strong legs. Those are going to be your shock absorbers. Once you get strong legs all the way around, that means your inner thighs, your butt, your whole legs, they're going to become more shock absorbers. So even if you have the world's craziest, bounciest horse, you can make it look not so bad and actually hold yourself where it's not so bad for you and actually absorb some of that spring going on with the horse instead of just bouncing on the saddle, hurting your butt, hurting their back, most importantly. You also, strong core. So as you're sitting and holding yourself, you're going to be tightening that core, engaging the core, not just sucking it in, engaging the core so you can grow taller in the saddle. Again, string pulling you from the top, engaging the core. Then your back muscles are then, some people get the hunchback, roll your shoulders back to be strong. So if the horse does something, you don't just tip forward. If the horse pulls on your reins, you don't just get pulled forward because again, you have the strong core and you have the strong back. So those are the things we're going to keep in mind as we work today. Okay, we're going to move the chair aside. We'll use that at the end for today. We're going to talk about proper squat form. So no, we're not on a horse right now. It's going to be just slightly different. Everybody's hip width is going to be a little different. So how you need to do, how far apart you need to go, how narrow you need to go is kind of going to depend on your structure of your body. So you're going to get about hip width, and then you're going to rock back onto your heels. Then you are going to lower down until you feel like you can go no more. So I don't want you to cheat and be like, I can go lower, and then just bend your upper half over, and now all your weight's on your toes. So you're going to just lower yourself straight down. Weight is on my heels. If I wanted to rock my toes up, I could. Other important thing, my back. So again, I'm not just going down. I am tightening my core, pulling my shoulders back, lowering straight down. Then the weight in my heels is even. My core and back are strong. And then you press up. As we do these squats, as you press straight up, I want you to give it a little hip roll right here so you squeeze your butt. So we're going to roll through a few without the ball, without anything, nice and slow so you get the form. So square your hips, nice and even, toes in line, lower down, press evenly, hold it for a second, press up evenly, hip roll, squeeze your butt. Go through it again, nice and slow. Again, if you can only go here, that's fine. I don't want you rolling onto your toes. Straight down, straight up. If you can get all the way down, go for it. That's more hip mobility. So we're going with hip mobility, flexibility here. How low can you go? And strength to push it back up. So everything's working together. Hands can do whatever you want. I don't really care as long as you're not leaning forward. Press it up. A couple more here. I want you to get the feel. I want you back on your heels. I'm also not doing a sumo squat, so I'm not doing really wide feet right here. I'm having them in, which is then going to use a little more quads right here. Press it up. If you need to press your hands on your legs right now, it's totally fine. Again, we're finding a starting point. This is for everyone. We have a lot of people that are new to the exercise, And again, in their head, they're doing this for their horse. That's what I'm here for. That's what we're working on. Last one here, hold it and up. All right, so now we're gonna do the same thing, but we're gonna add what I call your squeezer muscles. That's when you're on your horse and you are locking your legs in place so you don't move. Ball getting pushed up in there. Okay, now this is my nice little narrow horse. I'm squeezing it. This is gonna add those muscles that we work. So when I say squeeze your top inner thighs, this is the muscle. If I have my ball all the way up in there and I squeeze the ball tighter, that's the muscles I'm talking about. So if I say squeeze your top inner thighs, this is what I want you doing. I'm squeezing here. That's making everything else kind of take action too. All right, so now same form, rocking back onto my heels, lower down. It's gonna feel really weird. Just go with it and trust me here. Hold that ball. Hold it and up. It just adds a little bit extra inner thigh work to hold that ball in place. Good. Keep that core tight. So don't pooch out your belly and push it out. I want you to tighten it in. Tighten it up, shoulders back. I'm gonna go from the side so you guys can see me. Right here. Lowering down, nice and even, straight back up. Lower it down. My knees stay straight. The ball kind of forces your knees to stay a little straighter. Sometimes people will roll their knees in or they'll push their knees out as they squat down. This kind of forces you to go straight. Good. Remember, if you're not doing your form correctly, you're going to be compensating somewhere where you don't want to be compensating. You might not notice it now, but you will notice it later. One more here. Good. All right. Legs should start to be getting nice and warm. Now we're going to hold the ball and we're going to hold our squat. So you're going to hold your squat. You're going to take the ball and you're going to pull. You're pushing into the ball. Don't just cheat here. Push into the ball and pull. So this works with whatever you have. If you have something else lying around the house that you can hold on to and squeeze, I don't care if it's a pillow, whatever it is, I want you taking action. Squeeze it. Even if you're just forcing it in and using your own weight to pull. All right, so we got our balls. They're out in front of us. Squatting down. Nice form. I can raise my toes up should I want. Press and squeeze. Back is nice and straight. Good. Pull, release. So, think about if your horse is really fighting you and you're going, ooh, those are the back muscles we're talking about. Slowing him down. I have to add my reins to help me. I'm pulling straight back through my back muscles right here. Elbows are bending in. So I'm not pulling down. I'm going straight back and in. Elbows aren't going out wide. Straight back and in. I want those back muscles engaged. So legs are kind of our afterthought. They're just kind of holding us. Core is tight, back is tight. Pull, release. Slow the horse down, give back to him. Slow him down, give back to him. Legs should be burning. Good, one more. Release, shake it out. All right, now we're going to do our squat with our ball in hand again. So now, there's a few steps to this one. Ball is going overhead. We are squatting down. Then I'm going to allow you to lean forward. Then you're gonna pull, press, up, stand. All right, I'll take you through it. I'll let you go from the side so you can kind of see that view. Squat, lean, pull, press, arms up, stand. As you stand, I want you squeezing your butt cheeks. Lower down nice and even. Lean forward, so butt goes back, right here. Pull, push, raise your arms up, good. And again, lean, pull, press, arms up, stand. So I want those arms up before you stand. Lean, right here, arms up, here. And as you stand, I want that little hip roll right here. So I'm tucking my pelvis in, lean, pull, press, up, stand. Good, a couple more. Lean, pull, press, up, stand. Last one, down, over, pull, press, up, stand. Okay, now we get our chair. Don't get too excited. Remember what I told you about the chair in the beginning? We're not sitting in it like we would a chair. We're sitting on it like we would a horse. So now we're going to do little pulses. So this would be more like if you were trotting. If you have a horse that trots, my gaited people still have to do this, Haley. All right, so as you do this, now you're gonna lean forward onto your pelvis. So when you trot, a big mistake people make is they're going from their back butt cheeks and they're pushing themselves up here. That takes a lot more energy. It's not as pretty, but you're like forcing your hips forward. So we're gonna relax our hips and we're gonna keep more of an angle. Go this way so you can see the angle I'm talking about. So again, we're pressing through our heels, and every time we're gonna try to touch that seat. So we're right here. I'm at an angle and it's never changing. The front of my pelvis is what's touching the chair, right here. Then we're taking our hands and just holding it out, like you would reins. So, arms out, lean forward, but I don't want your weight on your toes. You're still pressing into your heels, it's just that forward lean. And you are pressing it right here. So again, if you need to come up higher, you can, but keep that form the same. So if you can get a couple on the chair just to get your angle, that's what you're going for. Then if you need to, you can stand and go not quite as deep. But we're right here. Now we're gonna do bigger trots. Again, watch my knees. They never straighten. My weight is down in my heels. My arms are out, back is strong, core is tight. Especially whenever I lean over, your core has to be tight or you'll fall over. That's what it's there for, kind of hold you upright. If you're going over a jump, butt's going back and you're leaning forward. So right here, my body never collapses. Two more, 1, 2. All right, shake it out, guys. All right, shake out those legs. We're gonna roll through it again. This time we'll be able to go a little quicker. All right. We're going to go straight into our ball squats. You're welcome. We're just gonna skip through where we talk about the form. So now you should know the form, and that's what I want you to focus on. So again, my pants like to slide down. All right, ball's going up in your thighs. This is what you squeeze. As you stand, I want you squeezing it a few times before we start to go into it. So squeeze, release, squeeze, release. You should feel the ball get squeezed. That's what we're talking about. So when I say this upper squeezer muscles, if I want you to squeeze your upper thighs, that's what I'm talking about. All right, get your foot position, level your toes, and we're going down. Ball forces your legs straight. Good. Nice and controlled here. Pressing through your heels. Do not fall forward on your toes. Do not fall forward with your upper body. It doesn't count if you get lower and you're just going here. It doesn't count. Butt has to drop. Head changes level this way, not this way. Right here. A couple more, you got this. Squeeze your butt, roll your hips at the top. Roll. roll. Last one, roll. Good job, guys. All right, now we are taking the ball and we are holding it in our arms. Now we are doing our arm pull. So we're holding our squat. I'm gonna go from the side so you can see me. Straight form, here. Now I'm trying to roll back and I'm sitting a little straighter here, pull. So if that means you don't get as deep, totally fine. We're rolling back a little harder. Now, see if you can force your legs to squeeze that muscle without the ball. Just every now and then, squeeze. See if you can squeeze those top inner thighs without the ball. See if they still take action. Give yourself a little test. Because you're not gonna have the ball in between your leg. You're gonna have space and then the saddle. All right, now we're going our overhead squats where we lean forward, pull and stand. All right, here we go. Arms up, squat down, lean, pull, press, up, stand. We're gonna roll through these a lot quicker here. You've got the movement, your muscles have the movement. Now it's time to trust it. Things happen quickly on a horse. This gives us time to adjust our body, really think about stuff without having a 1,000-pound animal underneath us, moving who knows which way. So watch my hips. They go straight down. Hips go back. Hips go under, up. So my hips are moving here. That's what we're working on. If you need to slow it down at any point in time, that's what you can do. In, out, up, press. Last one. Good job, guys. All right, pull out your trusty steed. Good boy. All right. Pull squats here. So again, we are leaning forward, but our core has to stay tight. How low you go. So if you don't use a chair, it's totally fine. If you need to stay up higher and not go as low, totally fine, as long as you have the angle correctly. So if you can, sit in a chair and angle yourself so you feel the difference. Right now I'm on my pelvic bone on the front. Right now I'm right in the center. On the front and the center. So get that movement. So if I was going in 2-point or I'm posting, this is where I'm at. If I'm sitting, collecting, nice slow stuff, gaited horses, this is where I'm at. So I'm nice and straight. I'm sitting on the middle of my pelvic bone, so I'm not rolled back onto my butt cheeks. I'm sitting on that top, okay? So now, hands go out, and we're just pulsing it. Nice short pulses, and now we're going to go a little higher. Bigger trot, here we go. Little pulses, it's a short little pony. Right here, bigger. We're on that warm blood now. Big trot, short little ones. Last one, big ones. Staying on the front and collect them up right here. So difference, rolled up. So I just want you guys feeling the difference, feeling the different parts on your butt that you don't think about normally. You just think about, I'm sitting in the saddle, but now I want you thinking about all the different parts and what those movements in your body will make the horse do. All right. So a little bit of a roll in the saddle can cue the horse to do something without you realizing it. So if you're doing it on purpose and you really roll those hips, it gives them a cue to slow down. So if I'm sitting, I have my active seat, we're doing stuff. If I roll my seat, it gives them a cue. They may not know what it is yet, but they know something's happening because they can feel you change. Then if you back it up with your hands, they're ready for it. Pretty soon, you might just roll your hips and they slow down. So you're not having to fight your horse so much. I know it sounds stupid coming from me, but your whole point is to be a little more lazy when you're in the saddle. Like, you have to hold your form, you have to do all that. But the main thing is I don't want to be fighting and manhandling my horse. I want them to take control of themselves and I'll control myself. So if we can do that, it becomes very easy, very symbiotic relationship here. But I don't want to be fighting him the whole time. So that's our whole purpose. If I can control myself in the saddle and hold myself, it gets a lot easier to control him because now he knows what I'm talking about. He can feel it better. We're gonna roll through this one more time here. Nail it down. Ball goes up. Okay, here we go. Weight goes down, squeeze the ball a few times. Squeeze it, release. Squeeze it, release. Even if you don't have a ball, I want you standing here, squeeze, release, squeeze, release. So I'm pretending like I'm squeezing a ball, even if I don't have one. So if you have one, it just makes it very more noticeable of what you're doing here. All right, now you're gonna squeeze it and squat. Right here, we're gonna roll through it. One last time. You've got this. I want you rolling that hips at the top. Roll and down. Good. If you're squeezing and moving, gets the ball rolling down a little more depending on what pants you're wearing, it's okay. As long as it stays above your knees, we're good. Right here. Last couple. Last one. Good. Arm pulls. So we're holding our squat, remember? Right here. Back a little straighter. Roll back onto your heels. Pull, release. Again, if you need to be up a little higher, that's okay. You'll get there. Right here. And I just want you focusing on getting those elbows skimming your body. Even if you don't have the ball, pull, release. Pretend like somebody's on the end of a rope, like a horse, and pulling against you. So it's right here. Pull, release. Pull, pull. Couple more. You should feel this in your arms and your back too. If you don't, you're not putting as much resistance on it as you can. Last one. Okay. Shake your legs out. You've got this. I promise everything has a purpose. When we get in the saddle, you're really gonna see it and you're gonna be like, oh, that's it. Wait, I know that feeling. That's what we're looking for, just for you to start catching yourself. Everything else will start to fall into place. Okay, now we are doing our lean overs. Arms overhead. Ready? Squat, butt out. In, out, roll your hips. Push your butt out, roll your hips in. So it's that big roll here. Roll. Okay. Hips out, roll. Get that roll motion. That is such a good cue for your horse to start slowing down. That's a good cue for yourself to get yourself righted in the saddle before your horse slows down. Okay, two more here. Roll. Last one. Hips out, in, out, roll, up. Get those movements. All right, trusty steeds are out. We're going pulses here. Again, we're gonna do some quick short ones like we're on a little pony, and then we're gonna do some big ones. Shake your legs out if you need to. Your ball is your reins right here. All right, so we're on our back butt cheeks, middle butt cheeks. Now your front, okay, so you're on your front pelvic. Arms are out, you're holding your reins. Now little pulses. So again, I'm touching the very front. I'm not leaning back. My hip, everything's not changing. The angles aren't changing. Now bigger trots. Again, nothing's changing. I'm not going here. This is not my post. My post is here. Staying the same. If I'm jumping, I'm here, but would go back. Counterbalance yourself. Too many times people just get top heavy and they lean forward. So now all my weight is forward on my toes. Little ones, big ones. Weight is on my heels. Little ones, big ones. Little ones, quick, 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 quick. Big, big, big. Quick, 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 quick. Big, big. Knees stay bent and down. So even when I'm doing my big ones, I'm never straightening my knees. Never lock out your knees. The moment your knees lock out, you can't absorb anything. So you're gonna get all the bounce going straight up your spine. Hello, back injuries. We're trying to protect your body and his body, your horse. So if your legs can absorb the shock, it's gonna go through your whole body. It's going to absorb through your legs and not jut up your spine and onto his back like a jackhammer. That's our goal between everything. We're gonna stretch out your legs, don't worry. All right, so hopefully you guys really started to feel the muscles I was talking about. Most importantly, inner top muscles. If I say squeeze them, squeeze them. Another important one. If I say roll your hips here. So nice and straight. Roll, squeeze your butt cheeks. Whatever you gotta do. I'm nice and active. Roll. Just like those pelvic floor that we did on our back with all the bridges. Same movement right here. Getting your weight into your heels. All right, so let's stretch those quads. They should be burning. Okay, right here. Find a balance point. Big, deep breaths. You guys did good. So tomorrow I'm gonna be on my horse. It's gonna be a little bit later in the afternoon and I'll hop on my horse. I think I might go Western tomorrow. I have a lot of Western riders, I think, right now. But again, same rules apply, Western to English. Doesn't matter. If anybody has I need you to be in an English saddle, just let me know. I can change it up, I don't care. But you're gonna see my hip movements and you're gonna see my horse react to my movements. That's our big thing. If you can do something small to make the horse do something big, that's what it's all about. Nobody wants to have to fight their horse and have a miserable ride every time. Wide feet. Press your hands and dip. So make sure you watch all 4 videos before the one tomorrow. It'll all make more sense. You can't just skip to the good parts. The whole point of this is to show you how to get there, what to do to help you, to help your horse. So even if you don't want to do it for yourself, do it for your horse. I promise they'll thank you. You'll have a much better relationship with them. Press your knees out and kind of rock back and forth. All right, if you have your chair, pull it out. We're gonna use it. You're gonna cross one leg over, press your heel down, and lean into it right here. So give the nice out of your hip stretch. And if anybody has ridden since we started this, let me know how it's going. If you're starting to feel things that you didn't necessarily feel before. If things I've said have started to like click in your head, be like, oh, that's what she was talking about. Tomorrow will definitely help with that. I'll kind of show you in action things we've been doing off the saddle, that I'm doing the exact same thing once I hit the saddle. But the more body control and body awareness you have, the better you'll be in the saddle. The more confident you'll be, the stronger you'll be. Again, horses have the quickest reaction time of any animals. Stick one leg out, stretch it down. So that means we need to be ready at all times for a quick reaction for whatever reason. A leaf could blow. Even if it's a bomb-proof horse, you never know what's going to happen. You you just don't want to be riding stiff as a board either, because again, that hurts you, it hurts them, and it doesn't help you be any more ready. So you want to be relaxed but ready at all times. Those are the name of the games. It's all to have a better relationship, a better experience, and better performance. So if anybody's wanting to do a little bit more performance stuff, it'll get you there. All right, so remember, keep an eye out for programs. You have until May 24th. If anybody wants to hop into the boot camp on Saturday, let me know. You can come live, I can bring you in virtual, or I can just send you a link and you can do it at home at your own time. But I do recommend even coming in virtual so I can then see you and help you with your form. It can be a big difference of me just telling you one little cue to get you in the right position. So keep that in mind. So our question for today is, what's gonna help us tomorrow? What is your biggest issue in the saddle? Is it bouncing around? You're bouncing up and down whenever they're moving? Is it falling forward, falling back in your transitions, kind of getting tossed around, breaks your confidence? Is it doing the transitions? So you feel like I'm okay once I'm in it, but when I'm trying to go down from a canter to a trot, I fall apart. Or when I'm trying to get them to go forward, I fall apart. I can kind of get it back together, but it's kind of a hot mess at the same time. Is it when you're actually just in the trot or canter? Are you having trouble in the trot? Your horse is bouncy or whatever, holding him in a gait, things like that. Whatever it is, I just kind of want you to talk to me, let me know, and then I can touch on that specifically tomorrow, because I have some things in mind that we're going to work on and focus on. But if anybody has specific things they really, really need help with right now, I'll go over it. So let me know, and I will see you tomorrow afternoon. I'm shooting for about 1 o'clock. So I will see you guys then. Bye.